Hello, boys and girls. So we are going to be continuing with topic 13, and I told you back at the very start of the topic, we were going to start looking at not only just fractions, but how fractions related to decimals. So we're going to start getting into some decimal place value today and tomorrow, or for the next couple days. And I figured a good way to start with looking at decimal place value would be to try to connect it to money. Because money and decimals go hand in hand, okay? So we're going to look at how we would read different money amounts and how we would compare them, and that's what we're going to focus on for this lesson. The next lesson will focus on just what we call those different place values. So if I was to give you this money amount right here, okay, I would ask you how you would read that, and it would be 63 cents. And by looking at that, you would be able to tell me that it is less than $1. Because when you write out your 63 cents, there's no dollar amount here. There's a zero, so there's no whole dollars. So we know that we're talking about cents, and it's less than $1. Okay? So now let's take a look at, suppose we have $3.45. They want us to list the ways you can show this amount using coins and bills. And they want you to find the way that uses the fewest of each kind of bill or coin. So if you were to take a look at $3.45, you would start with your biggest place value, okay? And you would say a 3. Well, we could use 3 $1 bills, right? Okay? I'll put little ones in there so we know those are dollar bills. So there's my $3. My next place value here is a 4. Now, really, we know this is 45 cents. So if I was to count out 40, okay, we would need our dimes, right? Those are 10 cents each. So there's my 40 cents. Now, our 5 cents we could count out in a couple different ways. We could count out 5 pennies, or I could use 1 nickel. And this would be my way to show using the fewest amount of dollar bills and coins. Okay, I have my $3.45. So if we take a look on our next slide, all right, we have our $3 right here. Okay, all right, now in this case, they used a quarter, okay, and then they used 2 dimes. So they had 25, 35, 45. Now this is less coins than what we used, but we were not incorrect in counting out because that would be the same amount, our dimes, okay? They just used a different coin. So if you look, this is really how we want to connect this, okay? We want to look at our place values, okay? And this little chart here is what we're going to be using the next few days to help us, okay? Because these ones on this side, you're very familiar with. Our hundreds, our tens, our ones, our thousands, our 10,000s, and keeps going. It's this side of the decimal over here where we're going to focus. And we're only going to focus on 2 place values, tenths and hundredths, okay? And our tenths represent our dimes or those larger amounts. They're bigger, right? If I was to look at a dime as a tenth, okay, I would need 10 dimes to make $1. Really, that's what that's coming into, right? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, or $1, okay? That's why those are called tenths, okay? So keeping that same mindset, okay, what would be our hundredths in coins? What takes 100 to equal $1? And if you thought to yourself, I'm not going to draw out 100 pennies, but yes, pennies represent our hundredths, okay? I need 100 pennies to make $1. So our wholes in this case are our threes or our $3 bills, okay? Our tenths in this case refer to these, okay? And our hundredths refer to these as well is that little 5 that's left over, okay? So our wholes are our dollar bills, our tenths are the dimes, and our hundredths are the pennies. And if you think of it that way, it helps with that place value just a little, okay? We're going to look at one more problem here before I send you off to do a practice problem. So we have, how can you use money to show that 50 cents is different from 5 cents? Now if you look, we'll start by looking at our 50 cents here and our 5 cents here. If you look, our 5s are in two different places. This 5 is in the tenths right here, okay, and this 5 is in the hundredths. Okay, so how could you use money to show? Well, you could draw this out by using your dimes, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could also say, well, 2 quarters is equal to 50 cents. Our 5 cents, you could use a nickel or 5 pennies. And we know that when we use money, dimes and quarters are larger than nickels or pennies. So we can show that that 50 cents is different from 5 cents because I'm using different coins and it's a larger amount. 5 dimes is more than 1 nickel. And it's also more than 5 pennies. Same thing where these 2 quarters are a lot more than 1 nickel or 5 pennies. So that's how we could use money to show the difference in these place values, okay? So for your practice problem tonight, you're going to have to take your dollar amount and plug it into the place value chart and then show me how you can use money to show the difference in the place values. And you can draw your coins just like I did. You can use a D for dimes, a P for penny, N for nickel, Q for quarter, okay? You don't need to draw out the actual pictures of the coins. All right, boys and girls? Thank you.